Hi, I'm Tom Smith, your District Membership Chair and a member of the Rotary Club of Tsawwassen. Thank you for your time today. The title of this presentation is Membership Matters, and there are three parts. Number one, Membership Matters taken from District 5060. And number two, a membership plan. And number three, random Tom thoughts on membership. So here we go. When I became District Membership Chair back in July, I had opened up a lot more membership reports that I've ever seen before, and I started to get zone reports. And we're in zone 24, and I noticed that of all the districts in zone 24, only one had an increase in membership. And that was District 5060. And they are the Okanagan and they are Central Washington. So I did some digging, and I talked to some people, and their increase was not a little bit. It was 179 for their district. So they're doing some things right. And my intentions are to go take their 3-hour seminar when I can get out their way. But what I learned is that they did a survey of all their members and asked the question, why did you join Rotary? And over 65% of the answers contained this initial attraction answer. It contained that people want to have fun getting things done in their own neighborhood. And we tend to get all tangled when people ask us about what is Rotary, and we go on about 1905 and Paul Harris and Polio Plus and 1.2 million Rotarians and 34,000 clubs. Really, people just want to get together with local leaders, get to know them, form friendships, and get things done in your own community. That is the secret to getting members. Everything else will take care of itself after they become members. So back in August, I got together with all the assistant governors, and I put together an assistant governor membership seminar. And my idea was to develop a membership plan that any club could adapt or adopt. And so I came up with the idea of the items in the plan, and the assistant governors came up with how to fill the plan with the help of Don Evans, who was our facilitator. So this membership engagement chart, I actually saw this at a White Rock meeting. The husband of the membership chair is quite a numbers guy, and they have 40 people in their club. So he put all 40 names down the left, and he had 18 columns across the right that he charted on every member in his club to see if they were engaged. Well, the assistant governors thought 5 was enough. So these are the 5 that they came up with out of all the options that we had. These 5 might work for you, or maybe you'll have a different 5. But just think about this engagement chart for yourself. If you're attending meetings regularly and you're on a few committees and you're a board member, you're attending social events, you're supporting the foundation, you're an engaged Rotarian. You're not leaving Rotary. So if you're doing 4 out of 5, you're an engaged Rotarian. I encourage the membership committee to have a look at this, do this on their members, and when you find somebody who's a 1 or a 2, then decide within your committee who's the best person to talk to them to get them more engaged in Rotary. Another part of the membership plan is a fireside chat. And I've heard stories about people have these meetings with people and tell them about Rotary after they're in Rotary. And a good example of that is my cousin who joined in Salmon Arm. And he says, I got thrown out of Rotary. I said, how can you get thrown out of Rotary? He says, I didn't attend the meetings. I said, well, didn't somebody tell you had to attend meetings? He says, no. So it's very important that when you're getting people into a Rotary club, and in our club, it's called a fireside chat, and it's done with 2 members of the membership committee. And we talk about the dues. We talk about your membership requirements. We show them how makeups work. We let them know they're going to be having a mentor. And we let them know they're going to be doing a new member talk in the first 3 months. And we let them know that we encourage them to support our foundation. And this needs to be done before they're inducted. Because do these people really want to do this when they join Rotary? Because joining Rotary is a lifestyle change. So I don't know if you guys use mentors or not, but you should. It's a very important part of getting new members plugged into Rotary. These are the items that the assistant governors came up with to put on this mentoring sheet. Attend a new member orientation meeting. If you're a smaller club and there's a few clubs in your area, you could do a few clubs at once. In our club, we do either 6 months or 6 new members. And then we have a new member orientation meeting. We bring seasoned Rotarians, and we have a few topics on the agenda, and we let the members come with their questions. So the other thing we do in our club for mentors, we have a past president's pool. So all our past presidents rotate through the mentor pool, And my turn comes up like every year and a half or so. It just came up, and I had a keener, and Dean was involved in Rotary in about a month. He's already on next year's board. But not everybody's like that. You need to sit with your new member, and you need to help them through all the Rotary acronyms. In our club, we do something unique that I did not agree with at first. And we have this thing called a white badge for new members. And when they fill out their mentoring sheet, then they are given a silver badge. So at first I thought, are we putting these Rotarians on probation? But no, that's not what it is at all. It's giving responsibility to the mentor, and it's giving responsibility to the new member to get things done, to get them plugged in so they will become long-term Rotary members. Never use your sponsor as a mentor because you want to expand your new members' contacts within a club. You always use somebody else. And make a big deal over the induction. There's a second page to this mentoring sheet. And every month it should be monitored and updated, and it should be completed within 6 months. So these are all the things the assistant governors came up to put in there. The new member package is also a very important part for a new member. What are you giving your new member when they join? Of course, you give them an invoice, but they should be getting their 4-way plaque. They should be getting the Rotarian magazine. This Connect for Good magazine replaced the ABCs of Rotary. It's a very good, short, 8-page, full of pictures, well-rounded Rotary topics. The ABCs of Rotary was too long and made for good bedtime reading, but the Connect for Good is a good, simple one that helps people understand the bigger picture of Rotary. So think about what goes into your new member package. We are developing membership coaches because we found in some of the smaller clubs that are struggling with membership, they don't have a membership champion. And if you don't have a membership champion, membership becomes a struggle. So it's going to go something like this. It would start with me giving you a Membership Matters presentation, the one that you're seeing right now. Then, if you're still interested, I would give you our list of coaches, and you would pick the coach that best suits your style of club. Then the coach and I would attend your next board meeting, and we would explain it to your board. Then the coach and the president would present it to the club to get buy-in, and then the coach would be attached to your club for about 6 months and is expected to be at least one meeting a month. And we have money in our district budget to help with the expenses for the coach. So we're very, very serious about this. I think it can be a good tool for clubs that don't have a membership champion. When we came to the spot of our membership plan, where to find new members, the assistant governors decided not to limit this list and not to prioritize this list. They decided, let's put everything we know about where to find new members, and let's suggest to clubs that they pick off 3 at a time and work your way through this list. There's 3 slides, which you'll see in a little bit. And then just go through 3 at a time, and it might take you 2 or 3 years to get through the whole list, but there's lots of opportunity here for you to go and find new members. I attended a Burnaby Rotaract meeting a month or so ago, and I learned some things at that Rotary Club. And one of the things I learned is that there's not much connection between Rotaract and Rotary, that we don't convert very many Rotaractors. And I think there's a few reasons for that, and I think we need to reach out to these Rotaractors. But I've come up with an idea that can only be instituted at a club level. But I'm suggesting that if you've sponsored a Rotaract club, or you have a Rotaract club in your area, you reach out to them. And at age 29, you tell them they have an open invitation to come to your club anytime they want, and the meal is funded by the club. When they turn 30, they're invited to join your club with no dues. They pay the international dues and they pay the district dues, but no club dues. Because these people are usually young families, they're just getting started in their careers, they don't have the disposable income that we've been able to get to over time. So when they turn 32, then they start paying full fare and start paying the full dues. So now, by this time, they've been with your club for 3 years, and they are going to be full-fledged members. But here's the powerful part. They told me that, and I'm just going to make this up, but let's say you have a Rotaract club of 40 people. And let's say you have 4 of them that are 29. And let's say that those 29-year-olds, when they turn 30, are going to join Rotary. They will all join the same Rotary club. They have been friends in Rotaract for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They're buds. They're going to all go to the same Rotary club. Can you imagine what an impact that would have on your club if 4 Rotaractors walked through the door for your meeting and said, we're thinking about joining Rotary and we're checking out your club? 4 educated, young, gung-ho Rotaractors would change the face of your club. Here's the second slide on new members. More opportunities to find. The schools get teachers where we have interact clubs. Wherever you're meeting, the owner of the golf club or the restaurant, they should be approached. Those are almost automatics. And the third page, here's a few more. And I've also discovered that there are 2 categories of members that don't feel comfortable at making the ask for new members. And the one group is they're just not comfortable making the asks. And the other group are the seniors. And the seniors say stuff like, well, I'm not really in business anymore. I don't have the contacts I used to have, so I can't really find new members. And I say that's not true, because both of those groups are in their communities every day. They're going to restaurants. They're going to the gas station. They're going to the shoe repair. They're going to the eyeglass store. They're going to all these businesses, and they know some of the owners, and they know some of these people that run their businesses using the ideals of Rotary. All we're asking is give us their name, let us drop your name, and the membership committee will take it from there. Because the membership committee are very good at making the ask, and we understand that not everybody is. And the last part of the membership plan is we have money from RI. RI is dead serious about promoting membership. You can get up to $1,000 for a new membership initiative. It's got to be multi-club, it's got to be sponsored by the district, and it has to have at least 50 possible new members at the event. And there's some other criteria as well. So if you've got any new ideas that we haven't used before or thought of before, please send them to me, and we'll look into it. And I've also got money in my budget, so we could even up that even well beyond the $1,000. So think about it. If you got some ideas, please send it to me. So that's the end of the membership plan. And this part, I started off the first presentation I called this Tom's Tenets. And the people thought that was kind of lame. So then we decided to change it. Somebody came up with the name of Tom's Truisms. So I tried that for a few meetings, and they thought that was still lame. So somebody said, how about Tom's Tidbits? And I said, how about Tom's Tombits? So the next are just random thoughts of my own on membership. The first one is the 3 magic questions. And what I'm challenging all you presidents and all your membership chairs to do is to talk to your new members, ask them the 3 questions, or send me their email information, and I'll ask them the 3 magic questions. And the 3 magic questions are, why did you join Rotary? What excites you about Rotary? And how did Rotary find you? I will take all those results, I will put them together in one document, and I will send them back to all the presidents. And we will learn why people are joining Rotary, and we will do more of that. There's a message in there, so please get that from your new members. 4. Whether you're a club of 4 or whether you're a club of 400, you need a minimum of 4 people on your membership committee. You need a membership chair. You need a recruitment chair. You need a mentoring chair. And you need a retention chair. When I was membership chair in my club, I had those 3 subcommittees, and it worked very well. And one of our club members, Wayne, followed me. And we were about 3 months into the year, and he came up to me and he said, this membership thing isn't working. I says, what do you mean it's not working? He says, well, I want to do it like you. I says, what do you mean? He said, well, you didn't do anything. And I said, right. I didn't have to do anything because I had my sub-chairs. All I did was report the workings of the committees to the board. That's the way it works best. I got mine. Well, this is stalled a little bit, but it's going to get going soon. I'm going to get badges made up that say I got mine. That's when I get my new member for this year. And you know how it works. Peanut butter flows downhill. So when I've got mine, I will pass that on to the assistant governors as a challenge. And when they get theirs, they will pass it on to the presidents. And when the presidents get theirs, they'll pass it on to the membership chairs. And hopefully by the end of the year, we will have all got mine. So I thought I had a new member already. Randy was ready to join, and he came up to me and he said, look, I can't do this now. I've got to put this off to April. I'm going through a messy divorce, and the timing's just very, very bad. And I said, well, Randy, what about me? I need a new member. And he just didn't seem to get it. So hopefully I get him back in April, but I'm working on two sisters that both want to join Rotary. So I might have mine soon. So stay tuned for that. In the spring, we'll be having a club regeneration seminar, showing you how to make your clubs more vibrant, and it's going to be open to all size clubs and all clubs. It'll be a good test to see if you are vibrant, or it'll be a good way to find out how to become more vibrant. I have a friend, his name's Randy, and Randy lives in Liberty Lake, Washington. And Randy is quite the entrepreneur. And he tried to start a business called sellinaminute.com. And you guys and gals are probably familiar with the Barrett Jackson high-end car auction in Vegas. Well, he went down there a couple of years with this $8,000 display booth to start sellingaminute.com, where you would take a 1-minute video of your car or truck or boat and post it on his website for $29.95, and hopefully you would sell it. But it never did fly. So he's been sitting on this display booth for quite a while, and we were visiting him this summer, and he pulls out the wine and we get chatting, and he says, you know, Rotary should buy my display booth. I says, well, how much do you want for it? He says, I want $1,000. He's give me $1,000 for it. I said, Rotary doesn't have $1,000. So then we opened another bottle of wine and we drank a little bit more. And then by the end of the night, I got the display booth for a bottle of Dom Perignon. So I turned it over to the district, and we're going to get the graphics redone. And I've got money from the district and the zone to do that. And it's going to look like this. It's going to be an 8-foot by 10-foot booth. It's going to have lighting. It's going to have generic Rotary graphics that will not stale date. And in the middle, there's a hole. And an arm comes through that hole that takes a faceplate. And that faceplate, you can attach a 30-inch flat screen TV. And that TV will be the focus of whatever event you're at. If you're doing a local event, you'll have a slideshow of all the projects you've done. If you're at a polio event, it'll be polio videos. If it's an international event, you might show international videos. So you can customize it to fit whatever public event you are doing. So stay tuned for that. We've got the graphics done. We haven't got it printed yet, but once it's available, you'll all be told about it. And all you got to do is book it. It comes in its own display booth, and the display booth, or the display case, is the presentation booth and presentation table, and it has graphics around it as well. It's pretty skookum. We did a Vancouver Club strategic plan. Don Evans here again helped us do that. The Vancouver clubs themselves were struggling. We got them all together. We developed a www.vancouverrotaryclubs.com website, where it was a generic website talking about Rotary, and then you could click on each club. It told you where the clubs meet. It told you how much their meals were. It told you what their focus was. And so the idea was to drive people to the website. So instead of saying the typical come and join my Rotary club, it was come and join Rotary. Here's your options. I'll take you to whatever club you want. It didn't work because they didn't set goals. And now we're having some clubs failing, and we're trying to get it going again. But there's been some good interest in Burnaby and New West for doing that. There's some good interest in the North Shore for maybe adopting it, and maybe even Prince George. So who's in membership? Everybody's part of membership. We discussed the seniors. We discussed those that don't make the ask. We all have to be part of membership. It's everybody's responsibility. So be a spy if you don't want to, if you're not prepared to make the ask. When you join anything today, the two most important parts of Rotary for joining Rotary is your meeting day. It better be vibrant. That first 20 seconds, you better be greeting that person when they walk through the door, because people will give you 20 seconds and that's it. If your Facebook page says that, or your website says we had a Christmas party in 2012 and that was your last posting, they're moving on. I know in my business, if I get a lead on a company and I check them out on the web and there's no presence on the web, I discount them completely. The same goes for people trying to join Rotary. Keep in mind the difference between Facebook and a website. Facebook is 24 hours. The website is forever until you change it. Both are good tools for attracting new members. James Shea used to be a member of the Chinatown Club. He quit and joined the Richmond Club. The Richmond Club decided to do a membership plan with Don Evans. They were going to do it over 2 evenings. The first evening, the president said, this isn't going to work. I quit. 3 other members quit with him, and they were down to 9. They talked about folding. James Shea says, we are not folding. Do you know how many Rotarians have gone before us? All the good stuff we've done in Richmond, we have an obligation to make this club go. So they were at 9. He got them to 16 in that Rotary year, and he did it by telling people where they were going, what they were going to do, not what they have done. Nobody cares what you've done. People are going to join to say, hey, I want to be a part of that. I want to do that. So keep that in mind. What are you going to do attracts Rotarians. And the last tombit is, I don't know if you know who Michael McQueen is. He's a Rotarian, and he's from Australia, and he's a motivational speaker. And he's done a series of tapes, and the one set that I have, it's called Relevancy and Attracting Younger Members to Rotary. And he just talks about, are we relevant today? And if we aren't, we need to be. Is Kodak relevant today? Was Kodak relevant? Yes, they were. I can remember coming back from my honeymoon, and we had about 15 rolls of film, and we couldn't even afford to get them all developed. We had to do 2 a payday until we got them all done. So we have to stay relevant. And I've got these tapes available for you if you want them. You have to show them together because one talks about the problem, one talks about the solution, and they're 30 minutes each. But they're good fodder for a membership meeting. So, there you have it. I hope you found some good nuggets. I have a good supply of these brochures. I have one, Strengthening Your Membership. I have another one, Vibrant Club Assessment Worksheet. I have another one, Be a Vibrant Club. And I have the Connect for Good, which I talked about in my presentation. So feel free to give me a call if you have any questions, or if you'd like to have a copy of my slide presentation as well as the brochures, and you'll find all my contact information at the end of this video. Thank you.